As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. And the entertainment is aimed for the Black 92/77 or 80% and the African diaspora at large. Clear? Copy? Okay, so my aim was to do a duet with a content provider by the name of Frank Del Grosso, who was doing a stitch from a commentary by Jess Talk 3. Follow me here. I made several attempts to do the duet. It hasn't panned out. If it pans out at a later time, I'll do it anyway for the practice, if nothing else, even though this app may not be available for much longer. In any case, Just Talk was addressing folks who are planning on attending the 18th of January march at DC, and also the circumstances that may ensue, or the possible powder keg, because there's a march also planned for the 19th, and those folks that are arriving for the march on the 19th may arrive on or before the 18th, and also may feel it's behooved upon them to be counterforce to the folks marching on the 18th of January, right? And then and she was advising that you not take small children to the march. Common sense, good sense, common sense. Common sense isn't always common practice. So yes, not that type of environment. She also mentioned, hey, listen, get yourself mentally and physically ready so that you're not susceptible to confrontation, and possibly for the powder keg to actually be lit, which there is a school of thought that that's the desired intent by having these marches, so close together. Also, Frank was then stitching from her commentary saying, hey, well, we can't but she mentioned wearing masks, make sure you cover yourself, for identity protection and so on. And Frank was saying, well, we can't hide, we don't need to hide, and if you're not doing anything wrong, there's no reason for you to hide. And I found that to be come from such a place of privilege, whether he realizes it or not. And he's a veteran too, because there's certain communities, Black community in particular, that concept does not apply. If that was the case, there wouldn't be so many folks gone. Some would say before their time, because somebody felt like their mere existence was wrong, and they felt justified in taking their lives, right? So that's certain communities, that logic may apply. But for black people at large, even if you're not part of the 92 or 77/80% or African diaspora trust, it just doesn't apply, right? And then he did mention some good ideas. Listen, if you can wear like a flag vest or several layers to protect your physical self, definitely. Mentally be prepared so that in case some folks try to screw with you, also. And then he also mentioned, well, there'll be security there, there'll be police, but hell, as we all know, that particular law enforcement is being offered a carte blanche, and there are members of law enforcement who have shown themselves to be very hostile towards especially our community. So that's not a luxury we have. But he did bring up a good point. If you're going to, as you wear a mask, if you're attending the 18th one specifically, the folks on the 19th, this ain't for you. You feel me? Because people on the 18th aren't gonna try to buckle with you. There's a high probability you're going to try to buckle with them. It is what it is. If past is prologue, right? So have some activated charcoal, dip your mask in activated charcoal, have it so on your face, so that if you're exposed to tear gas or any, some type of toxic whatever, the activated charcoal will absorb it. Okay, so he did make some very good points on that, and so did she. I didn't take away from it that she was trying to tell people, to hide. She was addressing some of the contingencies in the military, like we do. Before a mission, we go down the list. PCCs, PCIs, right? So that we're clear about the mission, the goal, the start point, the end point, and everything in between, and the safety precautions, right? We do safety briefings, so safety precautions. So yes, if you are planning to attend the 18th of January march, whether you're the Black 9277, and myself as a member of the Black 92/77 80%, I'm nowhere near that, right? And I think Black women as a whole, and I'm not speaking for Black men, but for Black 92, we're focusing on our community, on healing, on really nurturing community. This is not the time. I know we've been brought up on this concept of marching, how our ancestors marched and their allies/accomplices marched with them. That was that time. This time, what has become very clear is that there's a lot more work to do. The communities that really want to that say they're allies or accomplices, want to be accomplices, to deconstruct their anti-Blackness and the racist, some of the racist mindset. Not, and really truly, it's also important that they are the ones who take the lead with their community, with their respective communities, whether it be POCs, or the palm colored community, those within the palm colored community or the POC community who are allies or accomplices, who are working on deconstructing that imperialistic colonization mindset. It's for them to take the lead with their respective community members, and go march. The danger level for those of us that look like us is high. And frankly, family, my take is that it's important to work on our peace of mind, our sense of safety, which is always something that is important to our community. And to support each other within community. And this 18 January march ain't it. I wish safety for all those who are attending on the 18th. But some very good points. Be mindful, keep your heads on a swivel. Be prepared that there may be some friction or a lot of friction. Be prepared mentally and physically. Have your documents in place. Documents to prove who you say you are, who you say you are, and documents for your family members and within your circles of trust. Inform folks where those documents are should something happen to you, should you not be reachable for a period of time. What should your children do? What are your aging parents, who's going to look after them? What should be done until such time as you can make contact? Is there an alternate number that you will have that you can call, or they can call you, or you can have nearby where you'll still be able to communicate with them if you lose your primary form of communication? Most of all, keep your heads on a swivel and stay safe. And here's the thing. I understand the concept of protesting, but according to the outcomes of the election, this was what I mean. Those who are not part of the blue voting segment, what are you protesting? The folks that were elected were very transparent about their goals and what they were going to do. There was very little sleight of hand there. Very little. There was some, but there was very little sleight of hand about what their intent was. And here we are. Stay safe. As above, so below. Stay blessed.